Hey guys, so first off, I want to thank you guys because we just reached 100,000 subscribers. Guys, we did it! What happened?
Yeah, body button.
We reached 100,000 subscribers! This little YouTube channel that was started by accident has actually turned into something, and it's amazing, and I can't thank you guys enough, but I have something big planned to celebrate, and more on that later. Today, I want to talk about the upgrade that we're seeing in the S and the X. I know you guys have read the blog on Tesla.com and you've seen some YouTube videos. We know that it is not a body refresh or an interior refresh, and I know about a year ago we were waiting to order this car because we were hoping there would be some kind of interior refresh, but that is not what is happening. It's more of a range upgrade than anything else. So the S is going to be going up to an EPA rated range of 370 miles and the X is going to be going up to 325 miles. Now, what is interesting to me is that it's not the 2170 cells that we've seen in the Model 3 that we know are more efficient that is going into the S and the X. So they're basically taking out that permanent magnet motor that we've seen in the Model 3 and we know is more efficient, and they're replacing the front induction motor of the Model S and the Model X with this motor. So they're going to have the split design, which is incredibly efficient. Tesla said that it's about 93% efficient. So now you have efficiency in the front and performance in the back. You get the best of both worlds with it. The architecture is also increasing the power and the torque, and even the 0 to 60 times are increasing for both the standard and the long range models. And yes, they are bringing back the standard range, and they've just gone into all those little details. Even the tires are changing with the rubber compounds they're using. The air suspension is also getting an upgrade with the software and the hardware. The front springs are going to be softer and the rear springs are going to be stiffer. It's going to be more of a dynamic change, so it will be affected more by road conditions, where before it was based more on speed. So it's really cool to see all these advances that are happening with the car. So I think that there are a lot of hot topics right now, and I did reach out on Instagram and Twitter and I asked for your guys' feedback and what you guys thought about all these changes. Now this is something that I want to do more with you guys. I want to get your thoughts. So when there's big news events, feel free to send us a short 10 to 20-second clip. We may or may not use it in our videos, but here are some of the thoughts from people in the community about these big changes. So let's roll.
It's amazing news for the Model S and Model X update. I was just so excited to hear about those new range numbers. It's great to be able to get efficiency anywhere. It doesn't have to be a new battery cell chemistry, and it doesn't have to be a bigger pack. You can be really creative with engineering and keep pushing that bar up, and now all the other automakers have this brand new standard to try to meet.
Tesla just increasing the charge capacity and the range with upgrading the motors on the new Model S and X. I don't think the 2170 cells are necessary. Now for the refresh of the car, I do not see an exterior refresh happening this year, but I think for sure we're going to see an interior refresh that adds the Model 3 screen to the Tesla Model S and X.
Jordan Hart here from Driving the Future. I think the biggest thing about the new Model X is road tripping. That increased range, and when you add in charging at 145 kilowatts, even on the version 2 superchargers, that's going to make a huge difference for families, and myself included. Looking at our 75D Model X, it's starting to feel very old-fashioned, so I'm super excited about these new features on the Teslas.
You and your husband, Mr. Kim, have been phenomenal in showing me the light. However, as you know, I have had a few concerns. The first one, and I think it's the big one that everyone has, is that the 2170 cells are going to find their way into the car, with or without a refresh. You know, and it'll probably happen right after I take delivery. To me, that would be a crushing blow. I think the charge rate, without a doubt, needs to be on par with the Model 3. I do love the new motor design and the faster supercharging, but I still feel like the flagships need to be as good or better than the Model 3.
So prediction time for the Model S and X update as far as a visual difference to how the body looks. I think that 2019, that's not going to be the year for that. I think that the production has really streamlined for Model S and X. It's getting better and better, and they just don't want to mess with that right now. And they want to focus on their other new products, of which they have tons. So that is just my Lexi Heft prediction.
I do think a refresh will happen this year. Tesla obviously has a lot on its plate, so the needle will need to be threaded. But basically for me, get the 2170s cells into the car and you got a deal. And I do promise that I will not complain if there is an interior or exterior design refresh after I take delivery.
So they're not going to be able to utilize the full 250 charging speed from the new V3 superchargers. They'll get up to 200, which is great, but yeah, they're not going to get up to the full speed that the Model 3 could get. Now, I'm not sure if this is a contractual thing with Panasonic or a cost thing. Elon has publicly tweeted that they're not going to be getting those cells. So, will that change in the future? We don't know. What do you guys think about that? Is that something that makes you want to possibly wait to order a Model S or a Model X? Or maybe you don't care. Maybe you think this is the way it's going to be. Do you think that we should upgrade our car now? We already have the Ludicrous. It's performance. I'm not really sure. I put it on Instagram and you guys said yes, but honestly, I love our car the way it is, so I might hold out until there is some sort of body or interior refresh if we are going to upgrade. What do you guys think about that? Let us know in the comments.